Hi, welcome to another video on my walking robot based on the fischertechnik TXT controller, operating system Linux, and some sensors. Last time I ended up with some amazing finds and some rewiring. And to start with everything again, I want to see if the controller wants to boot up. The SD card containing the community version of the firmware should do. Right now it's booting up fine, but who knows what else comes. And if that is working, I have to check these sensors and of course the new one, because last time that didn't go as well as I hoped. This seems to work kind of, and this didn't do a thing. Alright, so let's see if this one works. As far as I can see, it works. Which is fine, so I can start logging in and do some testing. So let me first do that. If it lets me log in. Now it looks good. So what I can do now is lift it and see if it indeed runs the way it should. And that means that I want to press this rapidly, and after that it can see this one. Although the point is of course as well, is this one wired correctly? Well, there's only one thing to find out: test it. But first I set this one. And I press it quickly. With some amazing result, apart from this 6-pole leg going out again. This is not good. Alright, I'll have to fix that. But what is also not good is that these two for the motors give 0 and these two give 21 for some reason. So something is really off. Now let me fix this for now. This is really not good. I know I had to fix it, but this is worse than I thought. Alright, that is one. Now this one goes here, and this one goes here. Fixed for now. So the other thing is, how is the wiring? And the wiring isn't good, because this one needs to go in place. The robot is not designed to be turned upside down, and yet I have to do it to check everything. Oh, that is not very nice. Alright, fixed. And let me do the test again to see if the counters are actually doing the job, because this isn't promising. So once again, lifting it, starting the program, I don't like that rattle, but at least now the leg counters do count, and so these count normally now and these count too. But why is that rattling? I'm not even, let's see, this rattling. Yes, this one was pushed in, and I know why, because I let it on this side. So that's an oops. Take care for this wire, and let's do it again. Pressing quickly. Alright, although I've pressed a lot of times, it still now says 2, and the leg counters, these ones, are counting up nicely now. So now for this one, do I have to rewire it or not? Only one thing to find out. And by the way, the front sensors kind of make no sense. Because this is the front sensor wired, and it says completely yes, there is a front sensor. So I probably have wired it wrongly. Let me see how to fix that. Probably by putting this in. One wiring is always positive, one wire positive by default, and the other is negative by default, and I want negative by default, because that means that for positive I have to press the switch. So this one should be alright now. Let's try again. Pressing this one. Right. Now this one is default negative. So when I press it now, it should come as active. So let me press it. No, alright, that was not good. Once again, pressing it. Okay, I don't like that because it doesn't respond. Why would that be? This is connecting the other way is always positive. This is now default positive, and this is default negative. Default negative is you have to press to signal. So press and it should be seen. Is that indeed the case? And I don't have Rover Pro on here, so I would have to check with another computer. Anyway, let's try once more, see if it works by incident or accident. I'm holding it, and now it works. So this is not reliable, but at least there's some result. To my surprise, I found out that my other robot working with the TXT controller had a Python change. This one doesn't have it apparently, but let me check anyway. So, getting the password right. And this one also says 3.5, but when I look at the source code, it says it goes like the 2.7 version. So the very big question right now is how long does it take before this one goes wrong? Apart from that, let me show you the results I have so far. So alright, this was the first run, so you can see that both front sensors, which are now counted 0 and 1, counted 21, and the 6-pack legs none. Next run, it was very different indeed, because here it says no front sensors, which was logical, but here it says suddenly front sensor is 1. And this is 0, and this says alright, there are legs anyway, and 21 becomes 2. Now here it was still wrong wired. The legs adds up and this becomes 2. Here it was right correctly, the new digital switch, although it wasn't sensed, and here the leg sensors add up, but here suddenly only one front sensor ends up being counted. And here nothing happens. That is because I'm trying for the front sensor. Same here, I think. Nope, because here the switch is being detected, and therefore here nothing. So what can we learn from that? That means that the counter 0 and 1 needs to be tested, but also, and I'm not very happy with that, if I look at the code, then this is the code where it goes up. Here it's always 0. Then for some reason or another, this code is not being treated consistently. Granted, it takes some time before it runs, but when does it run? When exactly does it run? That's a very good one. Here I initialize it as being the input 1. So somewhere here it actually does it. The question is when exactly? When exactly does it do it? I'm not quite sure. So oh yeah, another thing. I haven't heard the sound once again. I heard it once using the original firmware, but the community firmware, no such thing. And I don't like that at all. Here it reads, by the way, the end. So this code here is gives this result. So here it actually reads it. Which also means that this should be read at this very moment. Is it? I don't know. But let's get back to testing. See how much more I can do. So, seen some results, and I said back to testing stuff, but one of the important things to do is this lag, because it is already getting out of its normal order. That is not correct. If I see how easy it is that this just goes off, that is not funny. So how to deal with it? That's a very good question. And to be honest, I don't know. I have two here, I have one here, so how can I compare it here? One down. I should compare them completely when they are not attached to the axis. I think that should be best, because this one hasn't gone loose and this one has for several times now. So let's just do that. Carefully take this off. That is one. And then this one. How does it compare? Does it compare anyway? Because that's another good question. This way they are most alike, and then I can see that they are to say the least not identical. Where's the 75 here? It is here. So if I put it here, then I have 75, 60, although if they are mirrored, so this would 75 and this would be should be 60, but it is 63, which is this one. And then this is 30, this is 63.6. They are not mirrored correctly, and I think that is the point of this one. If I make this one exactly like this but mirrored, the problem will be over, I think. So how would I do that without demolishing everything? I think I take an object and let it lean on it. And then try to solve it. Holding it this way and mirror. So that's a good point to start. So now the legs are identical, as you can see. I only have to mount it again. So let's try to do that. This one goes away. So this one around. And with care mount it. And then I see that I have removed this one from the wheel, which is not good. Oops. This one has to go here. So then you notice that fixing things are not always ending up as smoothly as you can, as it could. There it goes. And then one wheel again, gear I mean. Has been problematic and will be. And in comes the tool. That's better. So let's see how this works out. And I have to do the clamp on again. Ready for test. First the front sensors. As expected, motors do okay, no front sensor and only 2 counts, although I pressed quite a few times. Then the real front sensor, which is now just the digital switch. Let's see how that ends up. Okay, I guess that was too much. No front sensor detected. Now I'm just holding it. Again, nothing. One more try. Now detects it. So they all work, and the question is it my software? I don't think it's the firmware, but it's hard to determine. I have only two hands. I can tape some things, but I think that is about it. Another thing I can do is connect a light here that is displayed whenever this switch is being touched, and that way you get a good vision, because right now you can't see the screen. Well, I can, of course, but for optics that would be nicer. What will we do? Yeah, let's change some wiring, because this needs to be changed into a kind of this wiring, and that's the final thing I will do for this episode. And the weird thing is that after programming the lamp, it turns out that the sensor is not being recognized as much, because after quite a few attempts I suddenly got a programming error, and it was a minor one, but I only got it when the sensor was being recognized. So this wire has been put into the front sensor right here, and this new wire from the lamp, which has not been activated yet, it's now here. I can put it here, of course, but then I'm with another wire near the rotating legs, so I think it's better that way. Apart from that, I haven't got the lamp to work yet. It can be the lamp, it can be programming. I suspect the lamp somehow, so I have to check on that. I can test it once more. So let's do it. Press the sensor. And it doesn't detect it once again, unfortunately. So that is the end of this video, I'm afraid. Some reprogramming, some rewiring, and a lot of testing, with including reconstructing one of the legs. If you like this video, please consider to subscribe to my channel, or if you don't want that, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Nice pictures. And well, as said, thank you for watching, and this is to be continued, because a lot to do, a lot of questions to answer, and some more nice programming if you like it. And maybe, just maybe, this robot will start to actually walk. But some feet have come loose, as you can see here. So these ropes and wires have some flaws, but that is the material. So for now, bye bye.